This video session will talk about reports in ShipWeight. And basically we can say that there are two types of reports. We have the standard reports and we have crystal reports. And there might be a third category as well, special reports. But in this video we will look into standard reports and the use of crystal reports. Now first let's have a look at standard reports. Standard reports are reports that you can drive directly from the menus and dialogues of ShipWeight, and you have some flexibility in the settings but not too much. If you go to the view menu and to the options dialog, you will find the tab sheet in this dialog called report, and here you can set some variables like line distance, header font size, report font size, and also for example select the logo so that you want to have on top of the report. In this case, let's select this vessel here to be the report logo. Okay, now these settings will be applied to the reports that you want to run, the standard reports. And the standard reports can be found on the menu and in the dialogues. Let's first look at the ones that you will find in the menu. Now if you go to project and reports, you will find 10 standard reports that you can run from the menu. And if we click one of them, for example weight and center of gravity weight group summation, it pops up a reports filter to us, and this enables the relevant filters for this report, in this case weight group. But you can also go to advanced here, and if this is enabled for some reports including items, you can also do filters on items. Finally, there's a setup button here that allows you to do some more selections on how the report should look, and this is a little bit of selection of the headers, the columns in the project, and to the right here you can select for which weight groups you want to include or not include in the report. And also down here we have weight groups. For example, do you want to include all, whether they have weights or not, or only the defined one with weights, or just go at the basic input level. So there are some other settings here which you can try out, and I will not go into the details of each of them in this basic video. Okay, so basically when you've done your settings and done your filtering, and you click OK, and then it will run a report to you based upon the settings that you had. And in this case, you can click to zoom in a little bit. We get the headers and the 3-digit summary for the weight groups in this case, and we have our boat here as the logo and so forth. So further, this report can be exported to Excel and Word and as a text file, and of course printed to the printer. So this is one example of the standard reports from the menu, and if you want to try out more of these, you just go to project, reports, and select any one of these standard reports here. They provide good information, especially for internal use, but maybe not so much for the client who may want more specific report, and that's where crystal reports comes into play. But we'll have a look at that in a minute or two. First we will see a bit on some of the other standard reports that you can run from within dialogues. Within most dialogues you will find a print button. For example, if I go to parameters here and select main parameters, you'll see that this dialog has a print button, and this print button allows you to print a report based upon the dialog that you are currently in. So if I now click print here, I will get a small report of my main parameters. So handy and easy and quick, but with not too much flexibility. the final standard reports I want to show you is from within the item dialog. If you go to list items and in the item dialog, you'll see that I have some settings here, and as you've seen from previous videos, you can do filtering and you can define these settings, and whatever items that you filter and sort on in this dialog will be the basis of the standard report from the item dialog. And the layout of the report from the item dialog will follow your item settings. So this gives you a little bit more flexibility than in the other standard reports, because you can then create your own item setting for printing. And I've done that here, so I'm going to select print. There is a video on how to set this setting, so you can check that out if you're uncertain of how to do an item setting. But if I select print here, I have a setting that gives me just a few fields, and if I go to items menu and select print, this brings up a report which will have, it's a bit difficult to see here, but it will have the same fields in the report as the fields I've selected for my item view, or my single item view to be specific. And this report also takes the width of the setting here and uses the width in the report. And finally, as already mentioned, this report will print the items that you have selected in the item dialog. So if you filtered out just one specific block, this report will be for that block. So this can be quite handy. And again, it can be sent to the printer, it can be exported to text files, Excel and Word files. Now, sometimes you have a client that will need a very specific type of report, and for this purpose we use Crystal Report, because in Crystal Report you can design your own report template and get exactly the kind of report you want. And designing of Crystal Report templates will be a different video session. In this video we'll just see on how you can use predefined templates. And some templates you can get from us by sending us an email, and we will ship you a template, and then you may edit this for your own use. Let's have a look on how we can do this. If we go to the project menu and select Crystal Report, it will bring up the ShipWeight Crystal Report viewer in ShipWeight. And this allows us now to select a Crystal Report template. And this can be any kind of template. And you can have any number of templates. They can be located on your server, they can be located on your own client machine. So let's see if we can find a Crystal Report template here. They have the Crystal Reports RPT files, and let's do this 3-digit sample here. So I'm selecting that one, I click open. Now I've just selected the template file here, and then I can click run report, and then it brings up first a filter, and I have to select the project ID that I want to run this for, and then it takes a few seconds, and it brings up a nice looking report for me which starts, let's see, on the whole page. Zoom in here, gives me a pie chart showing me the percentage of the weights for group 100, 200, 300 and so forth. And then if I go here to the next page, I will see the details of the items. Also notice to the left here that we have a hierarchy, so you can quickly move. For example, if I want to see group 532, I just expand 500, click 532, and that brings me to that group in the report. So there's also possible to do navigation trees like this for easy navigation. And further, you can also click on this binoculars to find text, and then you can write, for example, stiffener, and find next, and then it will bring up the first stiffener to you. So you can also do stiffeners, or find stiffeners or any other text that you want, so you can search in the report. Finally, the report can of course be sent to the printer or exported. Click export here, and as you can see, we have several options. We can export to PDF, we can export to Microsoft Excel, and to Word. You just select the file type here, and then click save, and then you have exported the report. Now, the final report that we will look into here is a special type of report that many users need, and that's the SAWE RP12 report. And we supply a template for this, and just to show you a few things that you need to do as a prerequisite before running this report. Basically, there's two things that's nice to do. If you look into the items dialog, it's a good idea to find a column, make a custom code that contains the 4th and 5th digit of the weight group. This is in case you do 5-digit weight groups. In this case, we recommend that you have your 3-digit weight group, and you make a custom code for the 4th and 5th digit weight group. Now, the custom code you define from view code definition, and here we have defined that in CO7. If you don't remember exactly how to make a custom code, you can check out the videos for code definition basics. So here we've made CO7 an edit box, just a normal edit box to contain the 4th and 5th digit SWIBIS numbers. And these SWIBIS numbers are made to group subtotals within a 3-digit weight group. Further, we also have a maturity code. So you can see that we have maturity index here, ACE, and that's another custom code that was defined in the code definition. So that's a list box for the user to select the maturity of the item. So if you have now a SWIBIS project with weight groups in 3-digit, and you have a custom code with 4 and 5 digits, and at least I would also recommend that you do have one custom code for maturity or class, then you can use our default SAWE RP12 crystal report template to produce the report according to that required or recommended format. So then again, we go to project and crystal reports, and then we browse and select the template. So let's see, the template should be here, SAWE RP12 standard template, and this is a template that you can get from us. Just send us an email and we will return the template to you, and then we'll run the report. And now what pops up is a filter that want some more information, and we are allowed now to, for example, say, okay, classification, this is an unclassified project, and the project ID, I select that, and then it asks you, do you have a custom code for material code, reservation index code, reason for change code? No, we don't, so I'm just going to leave that and not select it. Do we have a class status code? Yes, we do, and that's CO2, that's my maturity code with the ACE. So I'm just now telling the report that in ShipWeight CO2 is the custom code that has my class code, the ECA code. And then I skip station code and report code in this example, and then go down to subtotal field. Now what do I want to use for subtotals? And in CO7 I had my fourth and fifth digit, and I want to use those for subtotals. Then I can select the unit for the report. I'm going to stick with US units, and the name of the person who creates the report, and then I click OK. And now the report starts to run through all calculations, and let's take away this one, and then you can see that now this is the first page of the essay WERP12, which just gives us a summary of groups 1 through 7. And now, because we have told ShipWeight the class code, the estimated calculated actual weight, we can see the percentage of these weights here in front of the total weight, the VCG, LCG and TCG with moments, and also in this case we have F and A for fore and aft instead of minus and plus as in ShipWeight. The report converts the minus and plus to F and A, and also for the TCG it converts from minus and plus to starboard and port side SNP. So then the next comes with the other full load with margins, without margins. If we want to go to page 6, I'm going to type in page 6 here and go to enter, then this will bring us to the part of the report where we'll find the group summary from groups 1 through 7. So let's go there, just clicking enter. And here we have the group summary, groups 1 through 7. And again we can see the percentage, estimated, calculated, actual, and the summary for these total groups and VCG, LCG, TCG and moments. Now let's go into the details. So for example, let's go to page 47 just to pick a page for the report. So we type in 47 and hit enter and wait for the report to update. And now we are at page 47 in the report, and now we have subtotals within the 3-digit groups. So on this page it starts to list items in 3-digit group 122, and as you can see here they have subtotals. So the one group 122-30 is listed here. So this just tells us 30 on the top, all of this is 30, subtotal of 122.30, and then this is the subtotal weight, center of gravity, and so forth, and then comes of the group 40, 122.40, here 40 being the fourth and fifth digits of the group, and it also summarizes. So this is a template, but you can also change this. For example, if you don't want 40 on top here, but you want to have C 122.40 on each of these lines, then we can do that easily, or you can do it by changing the template. If you want to have subtitle not of 122.40 but the name of the group, you can do the name of the group. And basically you can also use anything but you can use anything you want really for the subtotaling. It doesn't have to be the fourth and fifth digit of the ShipWeight group. That's just the most common way, at least in the RP12. But if you have another custom code that groups this into more natural groups, you can use that also for using subtotals. Finally, you can click on an item here and also get into the details of the reports and add this here group again for easy navigating in the report to find this Swedish group and to click on any subtotal here. So here we have group 533, which have 4th and 5th digit 00, 06, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and so forth, and you can click on each of these to go in and look at the subtotal for 533, 20. And again, this is a template, this is a starting point, and we are happy to help you to do any modification that you need for this report. Now, this has been a short presentation of the basic reports in ShipWeight. We have some more advanced reports in ShipWeight that you can run, and this can be trend reports, for example, like trend lines and trendline weight reports. We can do weight matrix in ShipWeight, and we can do, of course, crystal reports that shows trends and developments from one revision to another, but that will be in the video sessions for advanced reports. So this concludes the standard reports.